Equations in one variable. So this is a type of equation in which only one variable is present. For example, 3x plus 2 equal to 14. So this is of the form ax plus b equal to c, where we can see that 3 is basically a, 2 is b, and 14 is c. And this is an example of an equation of a straight line. And this is a linear equation because we can see that the power of the variable x is 1, right? Now the most important type of concept is changing the subject of the equation. So the first question is that a equal to pi r square, and we have to make r the subject of the equation. So let's write it. A equal to pi r square. Now whenever we need to make anything the subject, we usually bring that to the left. So pi r square equal to a. Now only keep this part of it. So r square equal to a by pi. Now we have to make r, not r square. So we have to take square root on both sides. So if we take square root on both sides, we get r equal to root over of a by pi. So this is the final answer. Now in the next part is m equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, and we have to make y2. Similarly, we first take it to the left hand side. So y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 is equal to m. Now we have to cross multiply them. So y2 minus y1 will be m into x2 minus x1. So that is y2 minus y1 equal to mx2 minus mx1. Now we have to make y2. So this has to be the subject. So this is the only thing that should be there on the left hand side. So y2 will be mx2 minus mx1 plus y1. So this is the final answer, and we make y2 the subject of the equation. Now the third is we have to make t the subject. So 1 plus 2r by 1 minus t equal to half. So we have to first cross multiply. 2 into 1 plus 2r will be equal to 1 into 1 minus t. So 2 plus 4r equal to 1 minus t. Now t has to be the subject, so we have to keep that to the left hand side. So 1 minus t is 2 plus 4r. Now minus t will be 2 plus 4r minus 1. That is minus t will be equal to 1 plus 4r. Now we have to get to the value of t. So t will be minus of 1 plus 4r. So this is the final solution that we get it. Now the next is question 4, where I have to make p the subject of the equation. So let's first write it. P into x to the power 5 minus x to the power 4, 4 to the power x plus 1 by x cube minus x square. Now p has to be the subject, so we can just make this and keep p over here and divide by this part. So p will be 4 to the power x plus 1 by x cube minus x square into x to the power 5 minus x to the power 4. Since that is the only thing that's required, we don't need to get it down to the simplest terms or multiply anything. We can just keep it as it is, and this makes p the subject of the equation. And the final is we have to make y the subject. So x into y plus 2 equal to 5. The thing that we notice is that y is there in both sides. Now we have to first get rid of the brackets and then see it. Xy plus 2x equal to 5. Now y has to be the subject, so all the y's must be to the left hand side. Xy minus y is minus 2x, right? Now we can take y as common because y should be the subject. So that makes it x minus 1 equal to minus 2x. Now we can just divide. Y will be minus 2x by x minus 1. So this makes y the subject of the equation. So what did we see? The most basic thing is, first we have to keep the, that is the note that we have to keep the quantity that to be found must be to the left hand side, right? Whatever we need to find, then we need to cross multiply or simplify. These are the most important things and the steps that we need to follow to make the variable the subject of the equation. Now we have to come to the steps to solving a linear equation. The first is get all the unknown variables to one side, then we have to simplify and finally solve the equation. So let's solve some basic equations and see how it is. The first is that if x plus 3 whole square is 121, what are the two possible values of x? So x plus 3 whole square is 121. So we see that we have to find the value of x. We can take square root on both sides. So that gives us x plus 3 is equal to plus minus 11, because 11 into 11 is 121 and minus 11 into minus 11 is also 121, because minus into minus is plus. So there are two options. First is that x plus 3 is equal to 11 and the second is x plus 3 equal to minus 11. So this gives us x equal to 11 minus 3, that is 8. That is one solution. And from here we get x equal to minus 11 minus 3, that is minus 14. So therefore the two values are 8 and minus 14. These are the two solutions. Now the next is, this is given, we have to find the value of x. So 4 by 5x equal to 10 by 3. Now we can just use the value of cross multiplication and keep x over here because that's what we need to find. So x is 10 into 5 by 4 into 3. So that is 50 by 12. We can obviously simplify if we want. So 25 by 6, because both are divisible by 2. So therefore x is 25 by 6. This is the final solution. Now the third question is this. This is an equation. Let's first write it. 5 by x minus 2 equal to, minus 3 by x plus 2 equal to 0. Now we can just take this minus to this side. So 5 by x minus 2 will be 3 by x plus 2. Now we can use the value of cross multiplication, right? So 5 into x plus 2 will be 3 into x minus 2. That gives us 5x plus 10, 3x minus 6. So 5x minus 3x is minus 6 minus 10. So 2x will be minus 16. Therefore x will be minus 16 by 2, that is minus 8. So the value of x is minus 8. This is the final answer. Now we come to part 2 of the video, where we can see that any solution to a linear equation can be of three types. We can have a single solution, we can have no solution at all, or we can have infinite solution. Now let's explore these concepts with some examples. So the first example is 7x minus 35 equal to 0. So we solve it as it is given, like 7x equal to 35 and then x equal to 5. So we see that we have a definite solution to this, and this is giving you one valid solution. Now the next part of it is this, that is 7x minus 35 equal to 5x plus 2x minus 21. So now when we solve this, we see that 7x minus 35 is this, So 7x minus 35 is 7x minus 21. This basically can get cancelled from both sides, and this will give us 0 equal to 14. Now this is impossible. 0 cannot be equal to 14. So this happens when there are no valid solutions. So this is the concept of zero solutions. Now the third part is this, that when we have these type of equations where we can just solve them as it is. Let's see, 2x plus 5x minus 35 is 7x minus 35. So basically 7x, this is also 7x, this is also 7x, this can get cancelled, and minus 35 and minus 35 also gets cancelled. So this particular scenario will be always true, and if it is always true, then there are infinite solutions, because whatever be the value of x, we'll always get a valid solution, because 0 is always equal to 0, right? Now let's solve some questions and see that which category they fall into. So let's solve this. 17x minus 75 equal to 6 plus 14x. So 17x minus 14x will be 6 plus 75. So 3x will be 81. Therefore x will be 81 by 3, that is 27. So therefore we see that this has one valid solution, right? Now moving on to the second question, that is 3x minus 105 will be 4x minus 80 minus x minus 5, right? If we get rid of the brackets. So 3x minus 105 is 4x minus x is 3x, and minus 80 minus 5 is minus 85. Now 3x minus 3x will be minus 85 plus 105. So this basically gives us 0, because 3x minus 3x, and this gives us 20, right? Now 0 is equal to 20 is impossible. So basically this particular scenario has no solutions, right? Now moving on to the third one, 10x plus 27 will be 10x plus 198, right? 2 into 5 10, 99 into 2 is 198. So 10x minus 10x will be 198 minus 27. This will again give us a 0, and 198 minus 27 gives us 171. So again this is a 0 equal to 171 kind of scenario. So this is impossible. This will give us no solutions at all, right? Now moving on to the fourth one. So 7x minus 33 plus 75 is 6x plus 42 plus x. Now this gives us 7x. 75 minus 33 is 42, right? So plus 42. 6x plus x is 7x plus 42. Now 7x minus 7x is 42 minus 42. This gives us 0 equal to 0. Now this is an always true. If it is always true, then there are infinite solutions. Okay. Now coming on to the fourth part and the final question, 24x plus 60 equal to 4x minus 100. So 24x minus 4x equal to minus 100 minus 60. So 20x will be minus 160. Therefore x will be minus 160 by 20, that is minus 8. So we get one valid solution to this question. So these are the typical type of questions which are asked for a linear equation, or for that matter equations in one variable.